Hey guys, what's up? Want to do a video on the P-51 for IL2, actually. And this is from the HSFX package. You guys have seen probably my other videos on the, I did a review on the DCS P-51. Featured the A2A P-51 in an Easy Dock review for FSX. And I want to show you guys what IL2 is all about. And this paint scheme, it's pretty cool looking. First thing off the bat, you know, IL2 was developed in 2001, so the graphics aren't the absolute greatest. If you look in closely into the textures here, there's not really like 3D rivets or things that are kind of popping out at you. The muffler system is. So nothing's really like super 3D. It's 2D textures for the most part, pretty flat. But that's just visuals. Now, if you go in the cockpit, this is what's pretty remarkable. I want you to picture what the DCS cockpit looks like, and I know this isn't like super high definition or super 3D, but check it out. Here's a flap control, exactly where it should be, the right color. There's a carburetor control, and I'll show you how the flaps do move. The rudder control does work, and the ailerons do work as well as the elevator. Throttle, prop, and all the instrumentation works. In fact, IL2 or 1C Maddox has accurately represented the instrumentation to include lag times, like the direction finder has pretty good lag on it, and the vertical airspeed indicator as well. Engine instruments, as you can see, the manifold pressure right now is close to 29.92. It's slightly lower than that, but it's just sitting at the normal atmospheric pressure right now. Suction works. Coolant temperature works well, and that's your primary indicator for any type of overheat. And the RPM works. Carb air works as well. The only thing that is kind of screwy is the cylinder head temperatures, and that's that dial right there. That will run hot constantly. It won't be in the green arc, so your coolant is your primary reference. And the oil pressure and fuel pressure do work. If you start leaking oil, for instance, if you get hit in the right place, you'll see that go down, and it's an accurate indication of fuel pressure as well. Or maybe it's not. I think the fuel pump is running. You can hear that slight sound in the background, possibly, and that could be what's causing the fuel pressure there. If you remember the DCS gauges or the A2A, there they are. They actually work. We're about 50% fuel right now, and there's a gauge back here as well. But that one doesn't move. Not that I've seen. I don't think IL2 simulates center of gravity shift due to fuel consumption, or it doesn't simulate various tanks. It just simulates kind of like one big tank. So if you're at 50%, you'll notice that it's a compromise in the flight characteristics when the back tank is full. So if you just they recommend that you keep your fuel about 75%, and you shouldn't notice too many of the bad characteristics with that back fuel tank filled. 6 degrees of freedom in the cockpit. Not too much movement to the right and to the left, but you can move up and you can move down as well. Not too much though, but it is 6 degrees of freedom. I'll go ahead and open up the canopy here, and I'll show you what the start looks like. One cool feature about this is you do get the fuel burning in the cylinders there, and kind of an engine misfire thing. And it burns up any excess fuel in the cylinder head on startup. And nice smoke effects. Alright, so you can lock the tail wheel. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And hydraulic pressure's up, just like DCS or A2A. And the oil pressure is slightly up. I'll go ahead and hit the brakes, and we'll go up to 42 on the RPM. Alright, there we go. Now the RPM is a little bit slow, so 42 doesn't give you a good start. So I'll go up to 50 to get us rolling. There we go. There's 70. And there's 100. Tail wheels up. And we'll climb. Sorry about that, I was looking at the external view. So there we go. I'll power back to 47 on the RPM, or on the manifold, and about 27 on the RPM. And track hour is supported in this. Okay, so that's a nice little climb out speed here. I'll close the canopy just for noise sake. So there we are, doing just about 200, and I'll circle back to the airfield and we'll do a high-speed pass. The water is pretty awesome in here. Now, mind you, it's about $9.99 if you go to GOG.com, like I said earlier, and get IL2. And then the 6GB HSFX 6.0 is free. Community driven. And that's what I love about it. Alright, so I'll go ahead and hit the warm emergency power. Coolant's still doing pretty good here. And I'll go to full RPM. And I'll hit just one notch of flaps and brake over the airfield. Idle on the power. Okay. And there's 170 on the airspeed gear coming down. So you can hear the airframe sounds, the airframe shake here. Now, the big difference with IL2 is you don't have the clickable cockpit, and obviously it's never really supported in IL2 any type of start procedure. IL2 focuses more on tactics, combat, and everything is to the era. Everything is from World War II and the jet era now. So you don't get any new vehicles or modern vehicles. It's all World War II era, and there's just a ton of maps. Some of you guys may have checked out my IL2 Tuskegee Airmen campaign, which is pretty awesome. Okay, so I'm a little bit fast, 150, and I'll try to slow it down here a little bit. I'll just show you a nice little accurate touchdown. And I'll put the flaps up. And I'll start hitting the brakes. And you do have alternate braking. If you hit the brake key and go left or right, it'll simulate differential braking. Alright, so I'll unlock the tail wheel here, and I'll turn around. So now I'm holding the right brake. So I hope that's a good just kind of comparison and introduction to what IL2 is capable of. Remember, DCS is built on the IL2 engine, and a lot of the good stuff that we enjoy is a product of this sim.